Here we go.
Going into the year, We Live in Time was actually one of my most anticipated movies of the year because I am a big romantic myself. I love the cast involved, and I was hoping that this was potentially even going to be an Oscar player. You have the brilliant Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh leading the movie, and I didn't really know much of what it was about except for the fact that it's a romance movie, and I was on board from that. And I'm very pleased to say that this movie lived up to my expectations. I found it to be very emotional, really effective, and overall just very good. Obviously, this is a fictional couple, but I can't lie, it is special to see this love grow throughout the course of the movie. I've said it before, I'm not a big fan of non-linear, that format and storytelling. It works surprisingly well in this movie's favor, though. And if anything, it just helped this movie feel more unique. It didn't feel like something we had just already seen before because of it being in non-linear storytelling. If you saw the trailer, you probably could have expected this movie to be very vulnerable. It is. You see the couple through the ups and downs of their relationship. Terminal illness gets involved, and it all just feels very raw. The movie also just flies by. By the time we got to the third act, I wasn't really ready for the movie to be over. I was like, oh wait, this is almost over. I have to say, the work from both Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh is superb. You believe them as a couple in the romantic sequences. It all just feels natural. And that is, of course, one of, if not the most important parts about a romance movie. You have to believe them. In this case, We Live in Time is very effective because of that. Something also that's a really careful line that you have to balance, especially as a filmmaker. And props to John Crowley for doing this because the movie luckily doesn't feel overly melodramatic. That was probably my biggest fear going into it, and it's a very careful line that you have to balance. There were times when I was like, are they going to cross the line? But luckily they didn't. The movie plays out how you would expect it to, and in that case, I guess you could say it's predictable, but it doesn't lose any of its sentimentality because of that, in my opinion. There's a birthing sequence in this movie that is one of the most beautiful yet intense moments that I can remember seeing in a romantic movie. You're laughing at one moment, you're on the edge of your seat, and then you maybe even start crying. The big question with a romantic drama for me is, am I gonna cry? I was kind of expecting to cry watching this movie. I surprisingly did not shed any tears, which isn't really a negative with the movie, I would say. I can't say I exactly had a problem with it because it didn't make me cry. I think that it's going to be really effective for some people in that regard. If anything, I heard many sniffles in my theater. One thing I do have to say that is a bit negative is that there is one moment towards the end of the film, just with like less than 5 minutes left, involving ice skating. Without getting into spoilers, it feels extremely on the nose, especially how they shot it, with one character going in one area of the rink and the other characters going in the other area. I'm not crazy about it being so on the nose, but it's a small nitpick. It definitely had good intentions, but it just didn't work for me. In the end, though, I did really find this to be a sincere, romantic, tender, and raw movie, a journey, if you will. Seeing this love grow and going through all the highs and lows, it's special. Like I said, there are a couple things that hold it back from just reaching that great level, but overall, very good. I'm gonna give We Live in Time a B, and I would recommend going out to see this one in the theater, especially for a date night. I want to thank you so much for watching this review. Make sure to leave your thoughts on the movie down below in the comments, and as always, look forward to more content coming soon. My name is Ben, people call me Meter, and I'll see you guys in the next one.